Welcome to Royal Info Channel. We bring nothing but the news. Let us begin with today updates. It's no secret that Donald Trump sees the world through a different lens than Joe Biden, particularly when it comes to foreign policy. As Trump readies a potential return to the White House, one issue looms larger than most: China. A key theme emerging from his proposed administration is a more aggressive stance toward Beijing, with a team stacked with vocal China hawks. This shift signals a possible seismic change in U.S.-China relations that could ripple across the globe, affecting not just economic ties but also military strategy and diplomatic norms. Trump's proposed cabinet is a who's who of individuals prepared to take a hardline stance against Beijing. Marco Rubio, his nominee for Secretary of State, has called China the most advanced adversary America has ever faced. Mike Waltz, the potential national security advisor, has gone further, framing the U.S.-China relationship as a Cold War. Meanwhile, Elise Stefanik, Trump's choice for ambassador to the UN, has openly accused China of election interference. These appointments are no coincidence. They reflect a clear and deliberate strategy to confront China on multiple fronts: economic, military, and diplomatic. Under Trump's first administration, U.S.-China relations soured with the introduction of tariffs, export controls, and a trade war that rippled across global markets. Biden's presidency did little to thaw these tensions, leaving key policies in place. However, Trump's rhetoric suggests that a second term would go beyond maintaining the status quo. Expect a resurgence of economic nationalism, stricter controls on Chinese tech companies, heightened scrutiny of supply chains, and potentially even stronger tariffs. Trump's team believes that these measures are necessary to curtail China's rise and protect U.S. dominance. But this approach raises critical questions. How will American businesses and consumers react to an intensified trade war? And what will the global economy look like if the world's two largest economies escalate their rivalry further? A military Cold War. Perhaps the most alarming aspect of Trump's potential return is the framing of U.S.-China relations as a Cold War. This rhetoric isn't just symbolic, it could have real-world implications for military strategy. During Trump's first term, the South China Sea became a flashpoint, with the U.S. conducting freedom of navigation operations and China responding with military drills. A second term could see an even more confrontational stance. The question is, how close are we to crossing the line from Cold War to hot conflict? Trump's proposed administration appears willing to challenge China's military presence in the Indo-Pacific more forcefully, which could strain alliances and provoke dangerous miscalculations. On the diplomatic front, Trump's team is doubling down on the narrative of China as a global threat. Elise Stefanik's claims of Chinese election interference could heighten mistrust, while efforts to isolate Beijing in international forums could divide the global community. Yet, this approach is not without risks. Alienating allies who rely on China as a trading partner or diplomatic ally could backfire, leaving the U.S. more isolated than its adversary. Trump's return could mark the beginning of a new global order. His administration's hawkish stance on China might embolden other nations to follow suit, or it could deepen global divisions. What's certain is that his approach will force countries to make tough choices about where they stand in the U.S.-China rivalry. Will this strategy bolster America's global position, or will it accelerate the fragmentation of the international system? The world is watching. What happens next could redefine the 21st century. In this era of uncertainty, one thing is clear: U.S.-China relations will shape not just the next few years but potentially the entire century. The stakes have never been higher. Thank you for watching this video till the end. Kindly subscribe for more updates.